So on this channel, I've made a number of different videos showing you how powerful the Google AI Studio really is. But one thing that I realized this morning is that I've never actually done a proper step-by-step breakdown of what you need to do when it comes to using the Google AI Studio to build your own app that you could potentially monetize. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know in 8 clear steps. The exact same things that I wish I knew as a complete beginner. These are the things that if I did know from the very beginning before I started launching all of the different apps that I've built over the years, I would have been in a much better position. So if you stick with this video from start to finish, by the end of it, you're going to be able to understand exactly what you need to do when it comes to using the Google AI Studio to build your own app with the least amount of friction possible. So jumping straight into one of the first official steps that you need to take when it comes to using the Google AI Studio is that you need to find a similar app that you want to replicate and check their monetization method. And the reason why I believe that this is the best approach to take is because if you're able to see what's already working, what's already getting traffic, and you're able to rebuild it, put your own spin on it, this is going to allow you to fast track your success. This is a strategy that I've used with every single business model that I've ever built, whether it's e-com, whether it's digital products, whether it's building apps. I've always looked at what someone else was doing, made sure that I did the research to ensure that they were actually successful with what they were doing, and then gone away, done it in my own way. And again, this is what's allowed me to see success with a number of different things that I've done over the years. And what's really interesting about the Google AI Studio is that, of course, as you guys already know, you can use it when it comes to building various different things, apps, games, web applications, websites, so on and so forth. But you can also use it when it comes to the chat feature. It works in a very similar way to ChatGPT, where you can go onto it, have a conversation with it. And this could be a really powerful thing to do depending on what you're going to ask it. So to give you an example of what I'm talking about, if I just go onto the AI Studio just like this, I'm going to ask it a very simple question. I'm going to tell it to give me a list of 10 successful but simple web applications that exist that I can replicate, that are highly searched for, and I also wanted to give me the URL for each. Since we're going to be using the AI Studio to rebuild this app, it's only fitting to also use it when it comes to doing the research. So I'm just going to enter this question and then click on run. And right there, as you guys can see, it's now come back with all of these different ideas. Things like CV builders, mockup generators, PDF splitters, collaboration, virtual whiteboards, currency converters, all of these different ideas that maybe you wasn't thinking of. And of course, it's also given the URLs for each. So the one that I'm going to take a look at is going to be the background remover. If I just click into it. Okay, so this is what the website looks like. I'm sure that you guys get the point as to what this is and how it works. Someone is going to be able to go onto this. They're going to be able to remove a background of their image. And the whole point of what we're doing right now is to look at the competition, see exactly how they've structured their website, and also see what they're doing when it comes to monetization. So if I click into pricing, as you can see, this website has multiple different pricing tiers when it comes to people being able to use this, signing up, and being able to remove the backgrounds of their images. And what's even more interesting is that if we just take a look at Google Trends, we can see that this is something that people are actively searching for. So this is definitely something that I'm going to move forward with in this video, but again, I'm going to put my own spin on it. Which now leads me on to the second step that you need to take when it comes to using the Google AI Studio to execute everything that we're about to do, which is that you need to create a structured plan for the idea and the branding of your app. And this could be done in so many different ways. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because it's actually quite simple. You can use a tool like Digital Maker AI. With this, you're going to be able to essentially build a custom business blueprint. The way it works is that you're going to choose your ideal AI tool. So in this case, I'm going to go with Claude. And this is something that I did earlier for a completely separate app. I gave Digital Maker AI all of the information when it comes to this app that I wanted to build, which was for a Shopify invoice generator. I went through everything, told it all of the specifics. At the end of it, Digital Maker AI gave me this custom prompt. And with this prompt, I was able to paste it directly into Claude. And Claude came back with, again, a custom step-by-step blueprint. It gave me information on my competitors. It told me exactly how I can make this app stand out, how I can monetize it, the potential earnings of what I'm going to make, depending on how much traffic I get. So yeah, building a custom blueprint like this is definitely helpful, especially if you're new to this and you've never done it before. But moving on to the third step that you need to take, which is that you need to get an understanding of the Google AI Studio interface. So as I already said, there's a number of different things that you can do with the Google AI Studio, and you just need to get familiar with how all of them work. If you want to have a conversation with it, you're going to be able to easily do that. If you want to build apps, if you want to generate images, if you want to do text to speech, there's also coding, there's reasoning, there's video generation. The list goes on, and I would advise to go onto it because it's completely free for you to use. There's no real excuse when it comes to going onto it, navigating through everything, and just getting a firm understanding of exactly how it works. I do have another video coming out real soon where I'm going to be able to spend a little bit more time breaking down everything step by step when it comes to the interface. In today's video, I want to primarily focus on how you can use it when it comes to building an app. But if you don't want to miss that video, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification because it's going to be out real soon. But this now brings me on to the next thing that you're going to need to do when it comes to executing this entire plan of being able to build the app that you're going to build, which is that you need to get a custom prompt for the Google AI Studio to build your app in the best possible way. So this right here is going to be the interface where you're going to enter your prompt, and you're going to be able to build your ideas using the Google AI Studio. If you didn't know, it's powered by Gemini, and you're going to be able to build what you want to build with the latest version of Gemini. And to be honest with you, when it comes to using this, you could just type in and describe exactly what you want to do. And the Google AI Studio is very intuitive. It's going to be able to go away and 8 times out of 10 do exactly what you've told it. But for those of you that are maybe not good at prompting yet, you're not sure of exactly how to word certain things when it comes to making sure the AI Studio does exactly what it needs to do, I would advise going back onto Digital Maker AI, because what you can do in this case is click into the Google AI Studio just like this. And then from there, it's going to take you through around 6 different questions, multiple choice. Some of them you're going to have to enter a short amount of text. And the point of this is that at the end of it, it's going to give you a custom prompt that's going to tell Google AI Studio exactly what it needs to do first time around. And I'm going to go through this super quick because I've shown this previously, but there's been some updates to the steps. So stick with me because all of this is going to make sense. So what type of web app do I want to build? As you can see, there's all of these different options, but today I'm going to be building a background image remover specifically for e-commerce sellers. Remember how I was able to find out that background removers are doing well? And I also said that you need to put your own spin on it. The spin that I'm going to put in this case is going to be e-commerce focused. Because I've got experience with running e-commerce businesses, I know that this is a tool that's going to help people out. So I'm just going to walk you through exactly how I would approach all of this so that you can see how it works in a step-by-step format. So I'm going to be building this background remover. So I'm just going to come over here to something else. Who is this web app mainly for? So it's going to be for small business owners, but I want to be even more specific. I'm going to say for eBay, Amazon, and Shopify sellers. Click on next. And in terms of what problem is this app going to help people solve, I'm just going to be a little bit more specific and say it's going to completely remove the background from an image and leave a white background that's going to be suitable for e-commerce stores, and then click on next. What should the user input for them to get results from this app? It's going to be images, of course. What should the app show the user after they click submit? I'm just going to type in high quality downloadable images. Click on next. And the ideal color scheme I would say is going to be gray, white, and blue. Let's click on generate prompt. Okay, perfect. So it's going to be with this prompt that you're now going to go back over to the Google AI Studio. You're just going to copy it like this, come over here, make sure that you're in the right place. Let me just go over to the app builder. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to paste it in there just like that and then click on build. Okay guys, so as you can see, the Google AI Studio has gone to work. You're going to see this preview page initially, but in the background, it's actually coding everything out. So you don't need to be a coder, you don't need to be a developer, you don't need to write a single line of code. All of this is going to be done in the background. But what I'm going to do is just wait for this to be done. It's going to take maybe 5, maybe 6, 7 minutes. So as soon as it has finished, I'm going to be back ASAP and show you the results. Okay guys, I'm back, and as we can see, first time around, I would say that it's done a really good job. So if I just make it full screen, this is what it looks like. Super simple, very straightforward. And most of you are probably thinking right now, Sam, just because it looks good doesn't mean that it actually works. I don't believe that this is going to remove an actual background from an image. Well, we're going to put it to the test in a moment, and this is actually one of the next steps that you're going to need to do, which is that you need to test the app yourself and make sure that you're happy with it in terms of how it functions. So I'm going to put it to the test with this dog bed or this pet bed. So this is just an example, guys. This is not a product I'm selling at all, but It's a perfect example because we can see that it's got a colored background where it should be a white background, because this is going to be best for all of the different e-commerce platforms. So I'm going to be using this one. I'm just going to drag and drop it in here. Okay, perfect. So that's now loading. So let's see if it actually works. And if it doesn't work, I'm just going to go back over to the AI Studio and tell it that it needs to fix any bugs or any issues. And there we go, guys. Just like that, as you can see, it's been able to do it successfully. So that's the basic premise of how all of this works when it comes to being able to find an app that's doing well, and then using the Google AI Studio to now replicate it in your own way. But this now brings me on to the next step that you need to take, which is a step that I don't really see that many people talking about, but because I built a couple different apps now, it's something that I've gone through over and over again, which is making sure that you set up any back-end features, e.g. payment processors, any databases, or any monetization features. And how you approach this is going to be dependent on what type of app you're looking to build. If you're looking to build something very simple, then you may not need any sort of database. And by database, all this means is a way for people to sign up to your app and for everything to be logged and tracked in the background. There's different ways that you can set up a backend database. You can use something like Firebase. You can use something like Superbase. Essentially, it's going to be the engine that's going to power your app. But again, if you're building something simple, like a one-page HTML app, then this isn't going to be necessary. It's also important for you to understand how you're going to monetize, because there's a number of different ways that you can do it. If you're looking to monetize, let's say directly, where people are going to pay you either a one-time payment or maybe a subscription payment, the way that you can monetize is with something like Stripe. There's other ones out there, but the one that I primarily use is Stripe because it's very simple when it comes to signing up for a Stripe account. You just need to go over to the Stripe domain for wherever your documents are registered. So you are going to need a passport, driving license, some sort of identification document. They're going to confirm that you're a real person because, of course, when it comes to dealing with money, they need to make sure that there's no laundering or anything going on. So this is something that you need to be aware of. Just make sure that you've got all of your documents in place. And once you've signed up, you've been approved, it shouldn't take more than a few hours. From there, you're now going to be able to set up all of the different payments, the products, the way that it's going to work, subscription, one-time payments within your Stripe account. And then from there, you can now integrate your Stripe account with the Google AI Studio app that you've just built. I do have another video coming out about this particular topic real soon. So again, make sure that you subscribe. There's other ways that you can monetize as well. For example, you can build a digital product, or you can maybe promote someone else's digital product. And then from there, you can now put a CTA on your app with the link so that when someone uses your app for completely free, they're now going to see another digital product that you might be offering. And then that's a great way for you to get traffic to another product. You can also sign up to something like PartnerStack, get a custom URL tracking link, and then with that, you can now place it within your app. Again, guys, there's so many different ways that you can monetize, and it all comes down to just making sure that you pick the right monetization method depending on what your app is. But once you've built your app, you've tested it, you're happy with it, and you've also integrated the back ends as well as the monetization features, the next step, of course, is going to be to deploy your app. And when I say deploy your app, all this means is to make your app go live. Now, the way that the Google AI Studio works, as I mentioned already, is that it's completely free for you to use. To deploy your app is quite simple. All you need to do is just come over here and you're going to see the option to publish it. So if you just click on publish just like this, it's going to take you through the necessary steps when it comes to making your app go live. It's going to give you a temporary domain. And from there, you can now get a custom domain from somewhere like GoDaddy. You can purchase it directly from Google. There's a number of different ways that you can do it. Making your app go live isn't a difficult thing to do. Once you've gotten to the point where you've actually built your app, you've gone through all of that, it's just going to be a case of going through the process and maybe going through 2 or 3 different clicks. But once you have deployed your app, the next thing, of course, is going to be to start generating traffic. Now, this is where a lot of people end up tripping up because they get confused on what to do, what not to do, what's the best approach to take. And I would say that it's going to be a mix of different things. Ideally, what you want to do is start off with organic traffic. For example, just making sure that you've placed the right keywords within your app so that there's a chance that your app can be ranked in the Google search results. From there, the next thing to do is ideally to start creating content. We live in a world now where content is taking over. If you're able to produce content for completely free, maybe show how your app works, creating short form content for Instagram, TikTok, and also YouTube. From there, you're going to be able to start generating traffic without necessarily having to pay too much. You can also go down the route of running paid ads as well. You can run Google search ads. You can also run meta ads. There's people right now that are even running ads to their background remover tools when it comes to Facebook and Instagram. Let me quickly show you exactly what I'm talking about. So if I just go over here to the ad library, With this tool, I'm going to be able to see active ads that are running on Facebook and Instagram. So I'm just going to type in background remover. And as you can see right there, there's going to be big well-known names like Canva. There's also going to be smaller names as well that are running ads. There's going to be so many different meta ads that you can spy on when it comes to whatever web app that you've built, when it comes to getting an idea of exactly how to structure whatever ad you want to run. But for the most part, I would say that these are the 8 steps that goes into figuring out exactly what app you want to start and then getting to the point of being able to generate traffic. As always, there's always going to be more that goes into the entire process. I just wanted to give you guys the core foundational things that you need to be aware of, the things that I wish I knew from the very beginning. If you've enjoyed this video, you've learned anything, you got any sort of value whatsoever, press the like button. I really appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification so that YouTube can let you know once a new video has been released. And if you want to watch another YouTube video that I made not too long ago, where I break down some other things that you might want to know generally when it comes to using AI to help you launch a digital product. Maybe you don't want to build an app, but maybe you want to start generating some sort of sales with a simple low ticket digital product. You're going to be able to watch that video by clicking the link right there. Check that out straight after this because that video has already helped out countless people. And I'm sure if you're able to watch it from the very start all the way to the very end, it's going to be able to help you out as well. But as always, guys, I'm going to catch you on that next video. Make sure you stay safe out there. Peace.